Buongiorno. I just arrived here in Italy, and this is the place where all roads lead. This is Rome. According to legend, Romulus and his brother Remus came to Rome in 753 BC, and after a bitter conflict, Romulus killed Remus, became king, and named the city after himself. Until 1815, Italy was made up of various regional powers and fragmented states. The Italian unification, creating the Kingdom of Italy, was completed by 1871 and made Rome its capital. The Italy we know today added regions in the north from Austria and Hungary after World War I in 1918. Rome occupies an area of 496 square miles with 2,873,000 residents in the commune, or 4.3 million if you include the urban metropolitan areas. Monument for Emmanuel II. In 1861, the unified Italian monarchy was established with Victor Emmanuel II of Sardinia taking the throne. After his death in 1878, the Italian government approved construction of the monument under architect Giuseppe Sacconi. With the 50th anniversary celebration and World War I, construction was delayed and wasn't completed till 1935. During its construction, the tomb of the unknown soldier was integrated to commemorate an individual among 11 unknown remains that gave their lives to the war. The Piazza Navona originated in the year 86 AD as the Stadium of Emperor Domitian. It was Rome's first permanent sports venue and seated around 15 to 20,000 spectators. In the Piazza Navona are three fountains: the Fountain of Moro, the Fountain of Neptune, and the Fountain of Four Rivers, created in 1651 by Gian Lorenzo Bernini for Pope Innocent X. Trinità de Monte. The church, originally constructed in French style with Gothic arches by order of King Louis XII, was created to celebrate his invasion of Naples. However, as construction lagged, the structure was later replaced by Renaissance-style architecture. In front of the Trinità dei Monti is one of many obelisks erected in Rome that were taken from Egypt during the early phases of the Roman Empire. Leading to the church are 174 steps of the famed Spanish steps that were built between 1723 and 1725, financed by French diplomat Etienne Gueffieri. Just 8 minutes walk away, or a quarter of a mile from the Spanish steps, is the Trevi Fountain. Standing at 86 feet high and 60 feet wide, the fountain sits at the juncture of three roads, and hence the name Trevi. Now that's a fountain. The fountain was constructed in 19 BC and initially served to bring water from an aquifer 14 miles away for Roman baths. Then in 1732, Nicola Salva was commissioned from Pope Urban VIII to create the majestic Baroque fountain, but passed away halfway through its construction. The work was continued by four more sculptors that completed it through a span of 30 years, finishing in 1762. I'm standing in front of the Pantheon of Rome. It was originally constructed as a pagan temple, likely honoring Mars, and was created by architect Marcus Agrippa during the reign of Augustus sometime between 27 BC and 14 AD. The Byzantine Emperor Phocas gave the building to Pope Boniface IV, who converted it into a Christian church in 609. Made of Corinthian columns, the columns that make up the portico were quarried in Egypt, dragged 62 miles on wooden sledges, floated on a barge down the Nile River, then transferred to ships to the Roman port of Ostia. They were then transferred onto barges and pulled up the Tiber River to Rome. The rotunda is 30 feet in diameter and the base of the dome is 21 feet thick. It holds the record for the world's largest reinforced concrete dome. Today, it is still in use as a Catholic church where masses are held. Here at the Vatican. At 110 acres and a population of about 1,000 people, Vatican City is the smallest independent nation-state. The Vatican was recognized as a sovereign nation with the Treaty of Lateran in 1929, when financial compensation was provided for the loss of the Papal States. The area covered by the Vatican had been a cemetery and a site of executions of Christians during the Circus of Nero in 64 AD. Currently, its economy is based almost entirely by the sale of souvenirs and publications, postage stamps, and museum admissions fees. Major landmarks consist of St. Peter's Basilica, the Sistine Chapel, and the Vatican Museums. The museum houses some of the world's most prized masterpieces, such as Roman sculptures and Renaissance art. It was founded by Pope Julius II in the early 16th century. There are approximately 70,000 works of art, 20,000 of which are on display. St. Peter's Basilica. Being one of the largest churches in the world, St. Peter's Basilica covers an area of 5.7 acres with an interior of 163,200 square feet. It is a major Catholic pilgrimage where popes perform a number of liturgies. The area that the basilica sits was once a circus arena where chariot races took place for Emperors Caligula and Nero. As tradition holds, the Apostle Peter traveled to Rome following his 34 years of ministry, but was then crucified during the Circus of Nero following the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD. His burial site was just under 490 feet from where he was crucified and is the site that the basilica was eventually built. The basilica began as a shrine that had been built up by Emperor Constantine 300 years later and several popes thereafter. One such pope was Nicholas V, who ordered a couple thousand cartloads of stones from the Colosseum, which he had planned to demolish to build the basilica. St. Peter was crucified next to an ancient Egyptian obelisk that currently stands in front of the basilica and serves as a witness to the act.
There seems to be some kind of amphitheater over there. I should go check it out.
The Colosseum, or the Flavian Amphitheater, is the largest amphitheater ever built, standing at 157 feet high, 615 feet long by 510 feet wide for a base area of 6 acres. During its 4 centuries of use, it held anywhere between 50,000 to 80,000 spectators. Construction took place through the reigns of Emperors Vespasian in 72 AD, completed with Titus in 80, and furthered by Domitian in 90 AD. It was built from locally quarried limestone with internal linking lateral walls of brick, concrete, and volcanic stone or tufa. Marble adorned the inside encircling the arena with a wide terrace and was used to divide sections for seating of different social classes. The amphitheater was used for gladiator matches and public spectacles like reenactments of historical battles and staged beast hunts of exotic animals. The word arena or arena means sand in Latin, which was used to soak up the blood of the competitors and animals. Currently, funds have been committed to replace floors, underground spaces, created a service center, and restore galleries.
The ruins of the Forum.
The Forum was considered the heart of Rome, and the area Romulus formed an alliance with his rival Titus, making it a neutral meeting place. It originated as a marketplace and gradually became the site of public events. Over time, buildings were added and increased in its functionality. Around 500 BC, the site became the original seat of the Roman Senate called the Curia. Gladiator matches also took place here prior to the Colosseum being built. As the Forum became overcrowded, the Forum was expanded during Julius Caesar's reign. Expansion was furthered during Augustus' reign, and he built the Tempio di Giulio Cesare, a memorial at the site Julius Caesar was cremated in 44 BC. After the decline of the Roman Empire in 410 AD, many of the buildings were destroyed and was plundered of its stone and marble. During the Middle Ages, the Forum was neglected and eventually became a cattle pasture. It wasn't until the 18th and 19th centuries that the Forum was excavated and is still being excavated today.
I've had the most incredible weekend here in Rome. If you ever get a chance to get out here, you gotta come by and check out these incredible monuments. It's just such a rich history, great food, great people, and everywhere you look, there's just incredible architecture and magnificent sculptures. Check it out. See you next time.